good product, good brakes.
Are you open year round?
Yes, we're open. This facility, our Hubbard location is open basically in the off season, 6 days a week, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're open also through, after the 4th of July, Hubbard is open 9 to 9 through the summer, just because we get a lot of people traveling at the proximity to Interstate 80. At the Hubbard exit, there's a lot of people getting off, stopping, so they'll come through. It'd be back and forth between anywhere from New York, to out west.
There's a guy, as a friend of mine, he does a lot of football games, high school football games. So every Friday he's always looking to purchase, through September and October.
There's a lot of times that, we do supply a lot, to a lot of the smaller football stadiums, PA, that can get, some of the, that don't have to get some of the permits to shoot that Ohio has. And we do see more and more people incorporating, even the display guys, they'll start incorporating more of our 500 gram items in there because, the cost of the Class B display fireworks, and then just the shrinking budgets of the smaller towns.
Sure. Oh, some of these larger cakes are just fabulous.
Yeah, our 500 grams, we hand select them every year.
I put 4 of these together once, this purple storm.
Yeah, that's a real popular item.
And you just, this is why I try to, some of the guys that are consumer fireworks guys, I try to teach them how to fuse up, a Class C cake. You get this Visco fuse, and you could put like fast fuse on it, and you kind of put 2 together, and you could glue these cakes to boards, and you could just create a whole show. You could almost, and if somebody was standing at a distance, they would think they were watching a professional show.
And you hear the guys that shoot bigger displays, you hear time and time again, how it compares to their actual small city shows. The neighbors all come out, they're very excited just to see, how fantastic it looks.
I've seen this cake somewhere. Where in the heck did I see it? I've seen it. And I just can't remember. I was somewhere. When I started seeing these names, I'm starting to remember something.
Nice Aquatini. What makes that neat is volleys of 5 shots at a time. And when those come out, they have nice white glittering tails. It's real, it just has a real pretty effect to it.
I didn't see. Is this the price for that one?
The price for Aquatini
it's
is,
up top. I see.
You get, by purchasing those by the case, you get 4 of them for $92.15.
So for $100 or $92, you get 4 of these.
Yeah, 4 of those.
Wow.
So again, $25 a pop for a 500 gram repeater. You really can't beat that price.
I'm going to tell you, like one good Class B cake is around that price. So 4 of these together would be probably just as dramatic.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Easily.
And you're getting, good height out of these. Some of these are up there, at least past 150 feet.
Oh, it's amazing.
I've seen, you sit back and you watch and you think we're going to break, and they're still climbing, and it's like, holy smokes.
Now, what brand is this one? Is that?
This is a Glorious.
Huh, okay. What's your newest one this year?
Newest one
in this 500 gram category.
Is the item down here, this Battlefront. Again, these are the big heavyweight ones. A 12 shot, big heavy duty cake. It's got 2.5 inch size shells to it, and once they get up there, they're loud coming out of the tubes, and they're breaking really loud too, and they're really spread out over a huge area.
Oh, geez, that's like a 1.75 tube on there. It's pretty big. A little bit heavy too.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got, so that's, that we've been selling a lot of, That's one of our signature pieces. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that, Dave.
No.
I'm sure you've seen some of the effects, but this is our 220 shot high stepper. Again, firing, roughly in that 27-second range. It's at step cake. It's zinging back and forth at that high rate of fire.
Oh, there's a lot of that out now. I noticed that. Now you knew how many seconds this was. How did you know that?
We've timed, but as we
okay.
work with,
I see. You know it. You know it.
With the factories, we, each year as our product comes in, we review our product, we test it, make sure it's up to the same quality. That has been produced previous, even though all our stuff is tested over in China, before they're shipped out. But
yeah, you can feel the angles and how it goes, pattern. It's nice.
This is another popular item, the sun shower. A 30 shotter, but you know, really awesome when you put 4 of those together because they're all golden willow brakes, and you just get them. They just hang nice and long as they come down.
You know what I like to do with that type of thing when I do I kind of mix a little B items with mine. Like when I would finish a show and have, like, say, a barrage of noise, and then the last thing I'll fire is this, and then the show's over and that kind of drapes down.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of a slow end to the show. I know. As opposed to like an abrupt boom. It's like these will be boom, 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 and then they hang down.
I know. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
They definitely bring out the excitement. And that's what
so you're better off to buy cases.
Yeah.
When you come in here.
There's, that's the best way when you come to these items that have, 2 to 4 per case, and what we do, what's ideal, and again separates us apart, we're very customer oriented, is we'll actually give customers the opportunity. We've come back and we've designed certain cases. We've had that same case philosophy of selling at that wholesale price, but then given them one step further. Instead of having to get 4 of the same item, we've come out with assorted cases. So we've handpicked these and say, okay, now in this, for example, this Power 4 assortment, that's $74.
Yeah.
There's 3 in a case, but you get 3 different ones.
Oh,
so
okay.
Again, another step further, from the fact that you're paying $25, you're getting 25, but you're getting the variety.
So you're going to get a discount and a mix.
Yes.
Right. So if you can't come in here and spend $2,000 and mix it up, you could still mix it up with this.
Yeah. Somebody could put they're literally within this whole category. This upper area up here, you can come in and you can pick, if you want, you can get a case of like artillery shells. Again, premium shells, and then you'd come back and you'd give somebody the opportunity to go out and get, some 200-gram assorted cakes, either 25, 16 shotters. You pick up a couple cases of these. And then you come back with a couple 500-gram, repeaters. You get for $400, $300. You can put on yourself, a nice backyard show.
So this case here for $99 is
you're getting 4 different varieties of you get 4 different repeaters times 3 a piece. So you're getting 12 of them for $99. And again, they're all the premium glorious cakes.
I see. Boy, that'd be
so
nice.
All in all,
it's a nice mix right there.
Yeah, right. And you throw that. You throw, like I said, some reloadables. A case of reloadables. A case of 500 grams. 1 or 2 of those. That $300, $400 range, and you got yourself literally a 20-minute show.
Oh, I see how it goes. There's 4 groupings and 3 in each grouping. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 3 is 12 cakes here for $65.80. Right? Am I looking at it right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's this times this.
And I don't know of anybody that's taken that,
I've never seen it.
Wholesale price and brought it to the customer, to the average customer, and given them that opportunity to buy that.
I've seen this cake. It's a good cake. This one. I'm starting to recognize some of them. This is a good cake, yeah. Now, if say somebody comes in, do they carry this up to the front?
No, we actually, we'd show you the process, what we do when we take a walk over to the warehouse. What we do is, we have an actual price sheet that they go off of, and they'd say, for instance, I want 1 case of 61 shot assorted. One of our, many employees either help our customers. We're very, again, customer oriented, customer friendly. We send our employees out to help our customers, educate them what they can buy, what they can get for their money, and then in turn, as they would check out, they would have their sheet with them. They would say, okay, I want 1 case of 61 shot assorted. We check and see if we have them available in inventory, and then once the sale is cashed out, we have them. Then in turn, we radio our other employees to bring it over from the warehouse, and we can show you that process.
I'm going to tell you, if this was me and I was on, say, a budget of $500, I would put a show right here. Yeah. This is what I would do.
Yep, I would do that.
I'd get case of this, case of this, case of this. Just keep going right up to here. Add that up. Get a firing system, fuse these things together. I would get this group of cakes right here and put all 3, and this would be firing number 1. This would be firing number 2, 3, 4. You could just do a whole show right here.
Gene, we have to ask you this, too. Are you being kept confined in the area? I know John Polakovich was very careful to say that media representatives, videographers, and reporters should stay in the area that's marked off. I see tape behind you. Is that standing for your own protection?
Yes, we are, and the boundaries seem to infringe upon us each time we try to make it towards the prison. We went down a little further. Somebody came up and followed us and said, get back 50 yards from the road. So we are being kept back further and further each time we try.
Keith, we do have some binoculars. We were fortunate enough to bring a few of those along with us tonight. Okay, we have Brian Freeman.
Stop use of cellular phones immediately. All cellular phones, stop them.
Okay, we've been asked, as you can hear, to stop
use of all cellular telephones. No excuses. We've had one cell go down. It's overloaded because of the media. We need it for emergency communications and coordination of the EOCs. So we request that you please discontinue the use of cellular telephones.
Is there anything else you can tell us? Are there any more people? Did anybody get out?
No one's been out. No one's gotten outside the fence. Treatment-wise, we've only treated maybe an additional 2 people. That brings it up to 25. No serious injuries thus far.
We just saw troopers going inside.
Okay.
That's the best we could get from that gentleman. We'll have more later. Jim,
did Brian Freeman of Trapex, and he's also a county official, very much involved with the county police and fire network here. And we're going to have to stop using our cellular telephone, which is going to at least maybe affect us in this particular block, Kim and Keith. But we're still here. We'll still get as much information as we can to you. We expect John Polakovich, the prison spokesman, to be out here shortly to update us, and we'll get that information to you hopefully as quickly as we can.
All right, thank you both. Jim Sinkovitz and Gene Glennon live on the scene at Camp Hill Correctional Institution.
A couple of important points there, what Gene said about people who got keys, no telling what else they got their hands on, because obviously the security guards did not know they had the keys. Second thing, by telling us not to use cellular phones, they're saying the situation very much out of control. They have to have access to those emergency lines. Obviously, News Center 8 will comply with that directive immediately.
We will be here all night bringing you updates as it's warranted, and right now, that's it.
And we'll be back with the late report at 11.
This has been a special bulletin from News Center 8. We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
Came down.
David Letterman, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Howie Mandel, and more in the funniest reunion of the year.
The United Caucasian College Fund needs your help.
After the local late news tonight.
One man's rise to power.
There's 6 million God-fearing Americans out there who follow me.
Became obsessed with power.
We interrupt this program for a special report from News Center 8.
There is violence, confusion, and chaos at the Camp Hill prison tonight. Hostages held, fires burning, and also reports of 24 injuries.
We have more now from a live news conference happening right now at the prison.
To establish further communication with them. We are now reporting 8 hostages in the group 2 and 3 cell block areas. Latest information I do have on treated injured individuals is 23. I'll take questions.
John, any National Guard? There was talk about it earlier.
There are no confirmed reports of inmates with weapons other than what I previously reported. Have tools that they've gained access to in the institution. There's been no contact with the National Guard at this point. And at this point, I want to reemphasize there have been no inmates reaching the outside perimeter fence.
We know, as Keith has mentioned before, there are 32 injuries tonight, no deaths. That's another thing we wanted some confirmation on. We'd heard rumors, how about it, Keith, that someone had been killed. The official source tonight said, although there are 8 hostages, no one is dead at this point.
And there is the Camp Hill prison in relation to area prisons, county prisons. Very interesting, the wardens of all the county prisons in the entire Susquehanna Valley are now in Pittsburgh. They were going there for a scheduled meeting to talk about the problem of prison overcrowding. And last night on the late report, we had Dr. Tony Leggett from Penn State University, who talked about overcrowding being just one of the elements involved in the difficult situations in prison. What kinds of conditions can lead to something that began, as we understand yesterday, with 1 inmate, a couple of guards in a scuffle, and all of a sudden there was a full-scale riot.
So what we can tell at this point, things are by no means under control. State police are inside the prison. That was some more comforting news we heard tonight. Of course, the official sources are not telling us where those officers are located. That's for security reasons. Last night, Keith and I were getting sketchy information because the inmates, in fact, are sitting there listening to their radios. They're watching us on TV, and that, of course, creates problems for people who are trying to gain control.
All right, and the other thing that we're going to do is be talking to Bill Saylor about the extent of injuries. He has some specific information about what types of injuries are involved. He'll be reporting to us live a bit later from Holy Spirit Hospital. We'll be back with more coverage of the riot in just a moment.
This Friday and Saturday, American Diamond Syndicate will be selling directly to you through Bash Jewelers in downtown Lancaster, offering over $1 million in loose diamonds at up to 50% off. That's this Friday and Saturday only at Bash Jewelers, downtown Lancaster, where trust is mutual.
We're here at Keller Brothers Ford asking people why they bought their new Fords at Keller Brothers.
I got a $1,300 better deal at Keller Brothers Ford.
I got a $1,600 better deal at Keller Brothers.
I got a $1,000 better deal at Keller Brothers Ford.
I got a $500 better deal at Keller Brothers Ford.
Got a $1,000 better deal at Keller Brothers Ford.
I got a $2,000 better deal at Keller Brothers, and great service, too.
Keller Brothers Ford, Schaeferstown and Lidditz. When it comes to Keller Brothers,
nobody else comes close. At this hour, things are far from being in control at the Camp Hill Correctional Institution in Lower Allen Township, Cumberland County. A riot is going on right now, a riot that's being described as being much worse tonight than the one we reported on last night.
Prison officials saying more inmates are involved, the situation even more confused than last night. Fires burning out of control, troopers inside trying to regain control of portions of the Camp Hill prison at this point. We're going back now live to Jim Sinkovitz and Gene Glennon. Gene, what have you been noticing?
Okay, Keith and Kim, we have absolutely no communications with you at this time whatsoever. Let me just say to you right now that behind us there are literally hundreds of police officers here again. There are 1,500 inmates in the inside of this prison that got loose around 7:20. It all started when they started feeding 2 cell blocks. Assumingly they had access to keys or some sort of insecure cells that they were able to get out of. They made their cell, they made their way around. They're milling around now. They said numerous fires have burned down heavily damaged 3 cell blocks.
The fires got so bad, I understand, that they were not allowing firefighters to go in there and fight the fires because they could not secure the area. Now, we're getting conflicting reports from the news conference that they just held right now. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
That they understand that they have secured some areas?
They have secured some areas. They're not telling us exactly what areas, of course, because their strategy to retake this prison. Again, they said they're not going to call on the National Guard, not yet. They've had extra correctional officers coming in, and again, all night long, police have been arriving here from throughout the Susquehanna Valley as far away as Lancaster and Chester counties. Gene had talked with a correctional officer earlier who was inside the prison.
He was inside one of the cell blocks when the inmates started to take it over. Now, he said he had heard rumors that they were going to try to unlock the lockdown. I don't know how you would phrase that, but they would try to make it out. And the officer that I talked with said that he was retiring after tonight. And after you hear what he has to say, it's no wonder why. If we have that soundbite, we'd like to be able to go to it if we can go to the interview. If not, we'll go to it later. One of the firefighters that I talked with said that they were not going in to fight the fire until it was secure. He said trucks that had tried to make it in through the front gate were pelted by rocks. They were not able to make it through. There were no injuries that he told me of to the firefighters.
We understand, though, Keith, that 32 people have now been injured. That's 32. An hour ago, it was 23 and 1 inmate. We're not sure how many more inmates have been injured, but we understand there are literally hundreds inside that are not participating in this riot tonight. They've taken their cots, their pillows, their sheets down to the up to the northern end of this into one of the large yards and are basically sitting out this riot tonight. Others are sitting in the southern part of the yard where they were playing basketball last year. And as far as we know, they're trying right now to negotiate. John Balakovich said it's the position of the prison that they will not negotiate. However, under the circumstances tonight, I think there's going to be some kind of line of communication between them so they can get this thing resolved. And that's all we know at this particular point in time.
Okay, as I understand, we are going to the interview of the officer that I talked with that ran one of the cell blocks. He was there when this whole thing began earlier this evening.
Cells out of their cells, and at that time we locked all the cell block doors and we started running to the control area, and right after we took off, the cell block doors all come open and all the inmates started chasing us over to the control area. We got in there and we were safe for a while, and they took control, and we moved upstairs. And then the state police finally got, well, I don't mean finally got there, it seemed like forever, but when they got there, they secured the front of the control area, and they got a ladder up to us, and we got out through there.
How much time did this all take place in?
15
minutes, 20?
I really couldn't tell you, you know.
Did they all just come running for you?
All of them, screaming, "We're going to kill you, we're going to kill you, if we get you, we're going to kill you."
How many did it look like?
A lot. A lot. I'd say, I don't know, really. I didn't really look back. I knew they were coming, and I just ran.
And the state police took you inside?
No, the state police, after we got upstairs, up above the control area, the state, and they got here, they dropped weapons down to us, and then they finally got the front of the control area secured, and then they busted a window out to get to us, and they put a ladder up there, and we climbed down the ladder and come out.
Let me just tell you that Jeff Banks was a very frightened man when I talked with him earlier tonight. He was on the verge of tears, saying that if it weren't for the state troopers who came in and rescued him, he might not be here alive tonight.
Gene, correctional officers have taken a real beating here over the last 2 nights. Many injured last night, assumingly more injured tonight. This is the result of a number of different complaints that the prisoners have had here, including overcrowding and some days taken away from them family visitation days. And we're going to come back to the state prison here in Camp Hill in just a moment.
It's Gene Glennon live at the Camp Hill Correctional Institution.
All right, and we will be back with more coverage of the riot at Camp Hill in just a moment.
Doniker's is confidence. Doniker's is you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, no one beats Super Thrift. So roll on into Super Thrift this week and stock up on these bargains. Messy cleanups are easy with Brawny paper towels, now just 69 cents a roll. Hunt's ketchup in the handy squeeze bottle is only 99 cents. Give your cat 9 lives, the cat food Morris recommends. 3 cans are only 89 cents. And delicious red and white ice cream is only $1.99 a half gallon. This week only at Super Thrift.
Super Thrift. We're friendly, fair, and uncommonly fresh.
Fort Indian Town Gap at the State Department of Military Affairs, there is an emergency operations center which is in touch with National Guard units all through the state. Now, you are not looking at live pictures. Again, these are pictures which were taken earlier this evening when the fires in the cell blocks that we mentioned were burning out of control. Now, what you're looking at is from a hilltop down on top of the Camp Hill Correctional Facility. You're looking at smoke in the air, lights incredibly ringing the area for security, number one. Number two, with fires of that nature burning, you've got to see what's going on. And obviously, it's an incredible sight from the top of that hill.
We've got a very serious riot situation happening right now in Camp Hill, but we want to break for just a minute and give you a breather, give you a look at the weather. Doug Allen's here for that.
I think I might have some of the best news of the evening.
Good.
Basically, the good trend we've been enjoying will continue. Take a look at the national map now, and you'll see that most of the heavy weather activity staying well off to our west in the form of showers and some snowfall in Colorado and northern Arizona earlier today. High pressure overhead will stick around. Here's a look at the forecast. For tonight, we will have some clear skies, patchy fog toward morning, much as we had today with lows 39 to 44. And tomorrow, more sunshine, very bright. High temperature tomorrow into the mid-70s. River stages are falling. Nice weather trend continuing well into the weekend. Things are looking good weather-wise, at least.
All right, Doug, thank you. And while we're talking about the weather, you know, we've been talking about some of the inmates are sleeping out on the ground tonight. It's not a very cold night. This is the end of October. It could be very cold and very uncomfortable for them, but it's not tonight.
Did Prentice Rashid pay too much for vigilante justice? Find out on the next PM Magazine, Friday at 7:30.
Jacqueline Smith is in the Entertainment Tonight Spotlight tomorrow at 5:30. WGAL TV now joins our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.